The American suburban dream is built on the promise of space. We look for homes with expansive backyards and quiet streets, assuming that the physical distance between us and the rest of the world equates to safety. In the summer of 2011, a 13-year-old boy was wrestling with his friends in the massive backyard of his Westchester, New York home. When he glanced up at the house, he saw a man standing in his parents' second-story bedroom window, staring down into the yard. A boy's family wasn't meant to be home. The property was supposed to be isolated and secure, yet an intruder had already bypassed the perimeter and was watching them from the heart of the house. Criminals don't choose these homes by accident. They target suburban and rural properties specifically because the physical layouts allow for easy exploitation, often relying on the homeowners to look the wrong way until it's too late. The very features that make a house desirable, large private yards and wooded perimeters, provide a tactical advantage to anyone looking to enter the home undetected. When a property backs up to woods, the tree canopy creates a shaded 360-degree blind spot around the perimeter. This provides natural camouflage. One homeowner's dog became fixated on the tree line, tracking an intruder shifting positions within that shaded zone, staying just out of sight. These staging areas allow an intruder to test the residents. In that same house, a man knocked on the door late at night asking for a person who didn't live there. He wasn't lost. He was gauging how long it took the resident to answer and who exactly was inside. When the dog chased the figure into the woods, the homeowner followed, only to find himself surrounded by heavy footsteps circling in the dark. The natural camouflage was so effective that the intruder could track the homeowner's every move while remaining invisible. While wooded property lines offer privacy to the family, they simultaneously provide an intruder with a risk-free environment for prolonged surveillance. Once an intruder has a read on the property, they wait for the residents to provide their own distraction. Suburbia is designed for outdoor living, and expansive backyards are built to pull a family's attention away from the house itself. In the Westchester case, the children were mimicking wrestling moves on the grass. Because their focus was entirely on the yard, the primary structure of the home was left completely unmonitored. A typical Memorial Day backyard barbecue or kids playing in the pool create auditory and visual sensory chaos. This sensory camouflage makes it nearly impossible to notice a door handle turning or a window sliding open on the other side of the house. As this diagram shows, the visual sightlines of the occupants project entirely into the backyard. An intruder doesn't need to sneak past the family. They can simply walk through an unlocked front or side door that has been left in a structural blind spot. The amenities meant for family recreation unintentionally serve as a diversion, allowing an intruder to enter the home without a struggle. Even when warning signs appear, they are often neutralized by normalcy bias, the assumption that because a neighborhood is quiet, any unusual event must be harmless. During a gathering in Jasper, Georgia, a family heard human screams coming from the woods. Despite the chilling sound, they rationalized the noise as local teenagers or wildlife. By dismissing the threat, they allowed the intruder to remain on the property. The intruder then used a fake neighbor routine at the front door to confirm the homeowner's location. When the homeowner refused to open the door, the intruders simply moved to a secondary access point. The family assumed they were safe behind locked doors, but they had overlooked a manual garage door. The homeowner eventually found a figure swaying in the darkness of the garage, escaping as the heavy door was lifted from the outside. Structural vulnerabilities like an unlocked door create the opening, but the resident's willingness to ignore red flags is what actually grants an intruder the time to step inside. The physical space and isolation that make suburbs highly desirable also provide the shadows and time an intruder needs to operate without being noticed. In these environments, the lack of witnesses and the proximity to dense woods make it incredibly difficult for law enforcement to track a suspect once they completely vanish from the property. To counteract these tactics, homeowners must secure secondary access points like garages and side gates and treat environmental anomalies, like noises from the tree line, as active threats rather than background noise. Viewing a property as an impenetrable sanctuary is a liability. Safety in the suburbs requires actively managing the blind spots before someone waiting in the trees decides to use them.